Peter the Great once said, "I have been able to conquer an empire, but I have not been able to conquer myself." We are constantly on a path to find ourselves. Objects help us display ourselves in many different ways and forms, although we have to adapt to our surrounding environments as well. Hello, I am Croban and I attend Colemouse Early College High School. I will be presenting 3 items that represent where I was, where I am, and where I will be going in the future. The first item that represents me is an old Soviet-era passport. It is very important to me because it represents another life that I could have had. In the years after the Soviet Union fell apart, the government was poor and nobody had any money, so they had to issue old Soviet passports. I was born in Saratov, Russia in 1998 during one of the worst political and economic crises in Russian history. We used passports as IDs there. I lived in Russia for 4 years. It was a very difficult time for us. It was a time of separatist movements, military airstrikes, rocket artillery attacks, and crackdowns by the government constantly, every day. Passport conveys a very different life that I could have had. The second item that I have is a history encyclopedia. I use this book not only to read it, but also as a resource to read other books about different events and time periods through history. It is also important to me because I use it to connect different political and economic events that we see today to the past. It may also help me predict what might happen in the near future in geopolitics. This book is about what I enjoy doing. It also represents my interest in foreign affairs, geopolitics, and international diplomacy as well. The third and final item that I have is a Ukrainian newspaper from September 27, 2013. The newspaper represents of my future in foreign affairs and international diplomacy. It is important because it shows the change that is occurring throughout Eastern Europe right now. I would like to be a part of this change and help forge a new Europe. The content of the newspaper does not have any real meaning. It's the symbolism of the newspaper itself. The newspaper conveys change in the former Soviet Union that has stayed the same for too long. For over a millennia, they have stayed isolated and held back, technologically and socially. However, because the wall has been broken down and the internet is allowing the people of Eastern Europe to connect to other Western nations and allow new ideas to flow, it is entering into a new era. The newspaper represents another era that I hope to be a part of. Understanding ourselves is very complicated. It is something that may never be solved. Being in touch with yourself requires a balance of your own world and reality. My heritage could be very threatening to me. However, I have figured out how to maneuver around that obstacle to create a better world. The present and the future may hold things that will be challenging and unknown. I've come a long way from a Saratov orphanage and hopefully will learn and do a great deal more in the future. I will also have hopes for changing the world for the better through diplomacy. As Catherine the Great once said, it is better to inspire reform rather than enforce it.